Shakin' shit up, shakin' shit up, shakin' shit up. Ooh, we shakin' shit up, shakin' shit up, shakin' shit up, shakin' shit up. Ooh, we shakin' shit up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shakin' Shit Up, Season 3, Episode 2. We have a wonderful episode today, a special episode around, I call it the Fashion Edition. And we have some queens that are going to share some great information with you today. And I'm so excited because I know my fashion game needs to step up. If you have never seen a Shakin' Shit Up before, I just want to tell you how it works a little bit. Shakin' Shit Up is the conversation that you want to have after you see some dope shit. And so, with that said, artists will share their work and we'll have a conversation. You can chime in at any time via the chat and just keep it kosher, right? And then we'll share that and we'll have you a part of the conversation as well. So please jump in at any time and we're going to have a good time tonight. I am your host, Sharon Nyree Williams, and I want to bring in my co-host, Michael B. Maine.
Hello.
Hey, Micah.
What's up, Sharon? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I can't really complain. I'm good. I'm good. Thank
That's
you for
what's.
asking.
Oh, hey, what part are you looking forward to tonight? Because I know fashion is your thing.
I'm looking. Honestly, I'm looking forward to really meeting the designers that we have with us, the artists with us tonight. I haven't had a chance to really hang out with them yet, and from the 15 minutes or so that we were chatting before this, I'm super excited just to know them as better as people. And of course, I want to see these designs and know where they're coming from. So yeah. What about you? Since you asked me this already.
You know, I'm, I really want to step up. I think I want to change my game a little bit, but I don't know how just yet. You know, I've been in t-shirts and jeans for a long time. T-shirts, jeans, and a blazer is my whole stilo. That's my look. So, you know, it might be time to change it up a little bit. You know, my hair is gone. I might as well do something a little bit different.
Well, I'm feeling the earrings. You're rocking the earrings right now.
I am. You know, these are by a local designer. I can't remember their name specifically because I bought them right before the holidays. But I bought it at one of the black markets that I think this particular one Chef Tarek put on.
I think
And
it's
at Langston
Market of
Hughes.
Color, actually.
Huh?
I think it's called Market of Color.
Market of Color. Yeah,
Yeah.
was that it? Yeah.
Hmm.
And he put it on right before right Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving at Langston Hughes,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
at Langston Hughes Performing Arts Institute. And I think I got him there, so it was really cool.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Really excited about it. We are broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook. That's what's up. I'm excited. All right, Michael, let me get into introducing we'll see Michael a little bit later. He will chime in from time to time. We take him off technical duties, but I want to bring in our first guest, and I think I might be missing a little bit of information that I forgot to say. But our first guest is she says that I am an original. I come from an era of making something out of what you had to work with. And her name is Akia Ronai. And I'm so excited to have her on the show. I've known her for a long time and I'm just excited to hear what she has to say. I always recommend her as a stylist, And so I want to hear her stilo today. Akia, come on up. Welcome to the Shakin Shit Up platform.
Hey, what's up? Thank you for having me, Sharon.
Thank you for being here. No, thank you for doing more than just being here because you actually curated this show for us and you are responsible for the two lovely guests that we're going to have. So thank you very much. And so, Miss Akia, you said when I asked what are three things that you are that we should know that you want us to know about you, this you said there's always passion, pride, and authenticity when you work with me, and you won't see yourself anywhere else when I style you. Ooh, talk to me. Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, it's an honor. I really appreciate the call that I got from you, that you wanted to do something different with Shaking Shit Up and do a fashion edition. And I thought of the two guests that, we'll meet later on. I'll let you introduce them. But yeah, I'm a Seattle native. I'm a fashion enthusiast, a fashion girl through and through. I have been since I was about 4. My mother and my auntie, they were seamstresses and they would make all of their clothes. And then they would go downtown Seattle to Nordstrom, to Fredericks and buy, their shoes and their accessories to go with this. So I've always been enamored with, you know, making something your own. Like I said, I came up in the late 70s and 80s. So during that time, there was a lot of experimentation with fashion. Um, and we just made it work. And when you showed up to a party or an event or school, you couldn't be a biter. You had to make it your own. You knew somebody else had it. If you did get it, you were going to rock it a different way. If you had the same tennis shoes, you were going to put some orange laces in them. You were going to, flip your collar up, or, just those little things that made it you. So, I come from that. I stand on that, and it's still who I am today.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
a freelance wardrobe stylist. I
Okay.
also work for Amazon. I work initially. I started with Amazon Fashion. I helped them launch and create personal stylist, personal shopper for Prime Wardrobe, and train a team of stylists that are able to style people from all walks of the globe. So that was a really cool experience. I'm still with Amazon. I work on their marketplace platform, helping sellers make certain they're set up to sell merchandise. So that's super cool. That kind of taps into the buying side of the fashion. So and still doing a lot of freelance stuff. Like I said, like you're always sending people my way. And,
Yeah.
that's really what I really like to do. Just get creative and have those one-on-one experiences and adorn people with clothes that make them feel good and really extract what I see inside of them so that,
Mhm.
they can be their best self.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. And speaking of Amazon, I recently had an opportunity to be in the same space with some folks from Amazon that work for the Black Accelerator program.
Yeah.
Um,
I work with
and
that team. Yeah.
okay, that
Yeah. Yeah.
yes. And so I was
So,
really excited. Tell us a little bit about a Black Accelerator program, just briefly for
yeah.
people that don't know.
Absolutely. So it's the Black Business Accelerator Program and the New Seller Success Program that work in tandem to assist sellers as they come onto the marketplace platform with support and make certain they're set up for success. And for the Black Business Accelerator that launched last June, it allows business owners um, to get advertising and A+ content and just additional support with an account representative to walk them through and make certain that they're set up for success
Mm,
on this global platform. So it's really cool.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. And then, but like I know you're being very modest. So you styled people. I've sent people. I know I personally have sent. I've actually seen you style fashion shows. I've seen you style Lauren Dupree for her shows and the things that she did and getting her ready. I know she was doing some emceeing and things of that nature. What are some of the things that you styled for?
Some other things that I've
Yeah.
styled for.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have done a lot of really cool things. I've been in the game for about 20 years, since
Mhm.
2002. And um, I started in Atlanta. I went to school. I went to fashion design there. And I worked actually the first season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, did some styling on there. I worked for some British boutiques.
Mhm.
I've also worked with Nyree. I had the pleasure of working with her. I've had the pleasure of styling my girl Chocolate here from Seattle. She just had a show in February, and we had a great session. And I want to share a designer that I used to uh, to style her for that event. But I've worked with the African American Museum, and done some really awesome projects. Gosh, it's hard to even, when you're in it, you're just doing it and you don't even think about it. You just keep going. But I have quite a catalog of dope stuff that I've done. And it's been a blessing and a pleasure.
That's what's up. And for those that don't know, but have been tuning in to Shaking Shit Up since we started, Savannah Parker, one of our first from our first episode, um, poet, um, artist extraordinaire in school in Chicago is Akia's niece, and she's tuning in today from Chicago. Hey Savannah, we love you.
Hey, babe. That's one of my favorite models. I've styled her for quite a few shows, and she's just drop dead gorgeous,
Yeah,
beauty, brains, the whole package.
indeed. And I would be wrong if I didn't give a shout out, a heavenly shout out to your father, Umeme
Yeah,
Denise,
yeah,
who was one of my great friends and a legend here in Seattle. And so love, love, love to
yes.
him.
Thank you.
Um, and then my cousin Kim says, "Wow, amazing history." Oh man, that's what we do here on Shaking Shit Up. Well, thank you, Akia. We're gonna introduce the next artist, and we'll bring you back in a few minutes. All right, that's what's up. So I told you today was gonna be dope. Our next artist that we have with us today is JeLisa Marshall, and JeLisa is the owner and style consultant of the Stylist Way. After witnessing the environmental and societal damages caused by the fashion industry for over a decade, in 2019, she decided it was time to make a change. She now aims to leverage her supply chain knowledge with her spiritual wisdom to create a safe and supportive container for people to embody their best self and style. Please welcome to the Shake It Shit Up stage, JeLisa. Hey, Queen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm having some audio issues, so let me know if my sound or video cuts off at any point.
Okay, we'll definitely do it. So, when I asked you about three things that you want people to know about, she left us for a second. All right, we're gonna get JeLisa back, but for now, we are going to go to our next guest until JeLisa comes back. You know, this is what we do. This is real live. This is live programming. This is how we get down. Our next guest is Kara, Kara, and she is Kara O'Connor, Kara C. My bad. The owner of Antemporal Vintage and Pre-Loved Clothing and professional stylist is all about the resurrection of clothing. And so I'm gonna ask Kara C to come to the stage.
Hello.
Hey, how
Hi.
you, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here
Oh my
with
gosh,
us
thank you for
today.
having me. I'm honored to be here.
So when I asked you what three things you wanted people to know about you, you said set the intention and let it be. Everything is art. It's all about the details.
Yes.
Ooh, tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more.
So, recently I just started my business full time as of January this year, and through this process, I've been learning that like you can't control everything, but you can set the intention of what you want to happen. And so with that, I've been indulging in more photo shoots and things of that nature, and I've been able to have my vision of what I want to manifest, and then allow it to just, I don't think about it. I don't sit and just try to pick out every single detail about it. And then once I let it go, everything just falls into place. And in fashion, that's very hard to do because you want everything to be precise. And when I say it's all about the details, that's a part of that process. But I just know letting it go and just knowing what I want to project, it happens. As far as everything is art, I look at clothes and I just come to this realization of different ways to style it. It's never just one way. Like literally, this shirt that I have on today is actually a cardigan, and I just turned it around and I just made it into something else. If you can tell the little backs out, everything is art. I could look at a tree, I could look at a branch, and it'll make me think of colors to put together in different ways. So you just allow yourself to just like tune into the world and just let everything just flow. So yeah, and the details. My business is based on like timeless pieces with particular like small details that make it different, so that you may be walking down the street with like a all white blazer, but this blazer is different because it has a different type of button or it has a different cut in it. So that makes it particular and special for you. So that's what I hone into. I gravitate to those luxurious things, and it makes it just that much more phenomenal.
See, you making me feel like I'm a fashion expert right now. I was in a restaurant the other weekend, and the server had on his jacket, and on the edge of his jacket, he had some embroidery, and I was like, I want that jacket. I don't want that I don't want that specific embroidery, but I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah, no, and that's all about fashion. Nothing. We're in this day and age where so much fashion has already been created. And that's what I love about my business is that I'm not creating more pollution. I'm actually saving the world through the resurrection of restoring and bringing things back to life and shining the light on the beauty of what somebody else did. We're extending the story. We're allowing I'm sorry, just got a little nervous. We're allowing new stories to be told, because the way you wear it is probably not going to be the way that somebody else wears it. But it's all about having a vision and seeing things through. And that's what I love about my business is that I get to create whatever it is that I want to create through my own eyes and collaborate with great people to establish, their vision and my vision together.
Oh, that is so awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to hear more about your business and your looks, and I really enjoy it. I think do we have JeLisa back? We do not. JeLisa went away for a little while, but I'm gonna tell y'all about JeLisa, and then when we get her back, we already have that part of the show taken care of. So JeLisa Marshall is the owner and style consultant of The Stylist Way. After witnessing the environmental and societal damages caused by the fashion industry for over a decade, in 2019, she decided it was time to make a change. She now aims to leverage her supply chain knowledge with her spiritual wisdom to create a safe and supportive container for people to embody their best self and style. When I asked JeLisa about three things that she wanted people to know about her, she said, I am a fashion activist studying social impact as a graduate student to better inform my work. Yes, I am a force of nature that works with nature. You better say that. And my goal is not to only make you look good, but to also help you do good and feel good. JeLisa is amazing. You know what? I know the universe is going to align and she is going to come back to the show. And I think, wait a minute. Do I see her back down there? Yes.
It never fails. It never fails. There's always some sort of tech issue.
Yeah.
Fingers
But you
crossed I
know what?
don't fall out again.
I just said it. It was going to align for us. No worry. So I just been talking about you and telling everybody how great and fabulous you are. So you are into environmental and societal damages that the world has caused in the fashion industry. How did you get into that?
Oh wow. Let's see. The universe. I think everything kind of happens for a reason. I've been working in fashion for over a decade, and to tell you the truth, when I started, I didn't initially see myself getting into the supply chain, but one thing led to another, and I did, and I fell in love with it because I got to work with a lot of designers and merchandisers and the buyers and all the people that help bring the fashion to retail stores. And in that process is how I learned how a lot of, nasty things go on in all the ways, as you said, both in the environmental front and the societal front. So that's how that all went down.
That is awesome. Well, I am so excited to have you here, and we're going to dig into. I can't wait to see what you're going to share with us today and learn from you because sustainability in fashion is a huge thing, and so and I am excited to have all of y'all here that are earth conscious because it is. And Akia reminded me of this when we started talking about the show that it's Earth Month. And so Shaking Shit Up is saying that Black people do care about the earth. And that's what we're talking about today. So thank you very, very much.
Thank
And
you.
JeLisa, we'll hear from you a little bit later as well. Appreciate you. Glad everything is working well. So, hey, so how the day is going to work? It's going to work a little different than what we normally have because we have three guests. And so today, what I have with the artist is that each of them are going to share for a certain amount of time, up to 10 minutes. And then we will have a discussion about that as a group. And then the next person will go. And that's how we will roll today. Don't forget, please comment and we'll get your comments on. Just keep it clean, keep it nice, keep it respectful. And if you want to say yay, say yay. Let's get it in because we are here to have a good time. We're going to learn something and we are shaking shit up. So, our first person up for tonight is Miss Akia. The floor is yours.
Okay. Michael, I think, is going to share some slides that I have. So I wanted to talk about the fact that we're getting back into the world. The last 2 years we've been inside. And so the theme that I'm presenting is outside in orange. When I think of orange, I think about, what it evokes, I think we're all trying to figure out our wardrobes now. Some of us have gained weight. Some of us has been working out. We've lost weight. We haven't really been wearing clothes. We've been in the house on Zoom calls, a lot of times just dressed from the waist up. So now that, we can go outside for the, you know, unforeseeable time. I mean, we're still in a very vicarious time, but um, what are we wearing? So for me, I am loving bold colors. Orange is one of my favorite colors. What I love about orange is, all that it represents. Michael, you could change the slide. When I think of orange, I think about emotion. I think about the effects that it has. It's a positive color. It can be a negative color, but overall, it's cheerful and optimistic. It's energetic, spontaneous, and dynamic. It's a color that resonates, you know what I'm saying, with young people, but, you know, it's arrogant and prideful as well. It stimulates us mentally and physically. Still, it can be superficial and insincere, and a little bit of an exhibitionist, if you will. Um, but I think that we are living in a time where there is so much uncertainty. We're still battling with COVID. We could be on the brink of, World War III. So when I think about what I wear when I step outside, I want to evoke, you know, um, some garments that inspire, that stimulate, that enhance your creativity. So I just wanted to share like some ways that you could bring orange, and if you don't like orange, some other bold colors into your wardrobe. These are some of my favorite images that I just compiled to chat with. I mean, and some people are a little bit more um, reserved, so you could wear orange, an orange bra. I have one on now. It could still make you feel powerful even if you wear all black. I love what the sister in the middle is wearing. This beautiful, full on orange head to toe. With lots of texture. An orange suit, menswear. Um, so these are just some ways that you can bring orange into your wardrobe. Um, with accessories. I love this shot of Ava DuVernay. That crown headpiece that she's wearing is so dope. But you can just see, these ladies' body language. You can see their swag. They look powerful, and that's what I say we should be doing right now. Inspiring when we step outside. We've been in the house a long time, so I'd love to know what you guys are wearing. I'd love to get into a talk about it. Um, we can go to the next slide, Michael. I also wanted to feature a local designer that I worked with on my last project. Her name is Dan McLean. She's out of Seattle. She's a designer, artist, creator. She has a really dope studio in Soto. And I got to partner with her. I sent her a mood board of what I wanted for my client. Matter of fact, it was chocolate. She wanted to wear some palazzo pants. So I went to her studio and, we just played with fabric, and I asked her to, work with some patchwork, and we pulled in a lot of different denims. She also does what you would call bootleg, but it's not really bootleg because she uses designer logos, but she creates her own fabrics. So yeah, I wanted to give her a shout out. Um, but I would say that if you're interested in, getting a wardrobe update, reach out. I will definitely make it special, and it will be something that you'll leave feeling, at your best. So that's it. I know it's dark in here. It's been a transition. I don't know if you guys can, what the lighting looks like, if you could even see me, but
Yes, we can see you. And Kim said Yes, orange gives me life.
Right?
Uh,
Right? Me too. It's one of my favorite colors. Power
Kara.
color.
And then Savannah says, yes, she's the one, y'all. She's the one to call. Call call you. And I was also able to find Dan McLean's website. Dan McLean .myshopify.com for anybody that wants to check Dan out. But right now, and Savannah talking about, and yellow is a good color to wear as well.
Oh yeah.
Yellow or mustard.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, can we get the other ladies on? Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah. An orange.
So we know that JeLisa's gonna be coming in and out, and we just gonna roll with it, rock with it. We are not mad at it. We gonna let it be what it be. And so JeLisa, how you feel about orange and some of the things that Akia was talking about?
Oh, I love bold colors. I just got back from New York not too long ago, and I went to Mara Hoffman, which I'm obsessed with her right now, and bought a yellow dress. So really excited to be rocking that this spring.
Nice.
Thank you. Kara, how about you? Uh-oh, you're on mute for some reason. Let me see.
I put myself on mute. Sorry.
Hey, there you
I'm a very neutral person, but I do have some bold colors in my closet every once in a while when I want to feel fiery. So orange is one of those colors. Actually, during the entire pandemic, I think that was the one color I was being attracted to. And as she was saying, it's like passion, and it just like really just ignites like, you know, your statement. And you don't have to do it super bold. You can do it very lightly and just pair it with really neutral pieces just to give an extra pop of color. So yes, no, I love orange, and I feel like it's a forever statement piece, like your reds and yes, those yellows. So we'll continue to see orange for a long time.
Definitely. Sandra Briley said, love the orange and what you said about being bold underneath the clothes if one isn't comfortable being bold on the outside, or pop of color. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Nail polish, lipstick, whatever works. Like I said, orange bra. Nobody has to see it, but it's about how it makes, like, I'm literally wearing an orange bra, like right now, like, powerful.
Michael B. Maine said, orange is the main color of my business.
Nice.
I love it. He didn't put it, he put it in the comments. Yeah, behind the scenes type stuff. But I liked it so much. I brought it out. But also one of the things that you touched on too when you was talking is this thing of color theory, right? That colors mean something. And so can you all talk about color theory and what that, like, how do people learn more?
Sure. When I was in school for design, that was definitely an area of interest for me. I love that, how it is connected to psychology. As far as learning more, I would say, you have your primary color, start there, Google your primary colors and, how you can play around. I would say getting a simple paint set is kind of one of the introductory ways that I really played around with color, and how you could, start with your primaries, make pastels, and just explore. I love playing with color. I love playing with texture. Fashion textiles is another big one for me. So I definitely like to play with color palettes that are unexpected. I love mixing pastels with, like, really dark colors, like a maroon with a mint color. Unexpected, but just gives it that pop, and having fun with it.
Awesome. I like that. JeLisa?
I'm a total earth mama, so I'm going to say just go outside and look at the colors that you see. And I mean, Earth did it perfectly. Yeah. Like you look at a sunflower, look at the colors that go together. When you see a tree, the brown and the green, you look in the sky, blue and the white. Like, how do you feel when you see those colors together? And if it makes you feel good, then, wear it on your body.
Yeah.
Cool. Kara?
I attest to both of these women. They definitely hit on the nail. Another thing is just to go out and just pay attention to other people and their style. There's so many people out there that have absolutely phenomenal ways of dressing, and I get inspired all the time walking down the street. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love how she just put that pink with that burgundy together, or using their complementary colors to make those more bolder colors stand out more. So use the earth, use Google, use Pinterest. There's so many different ways that you can figure out how to start pairing colors. And then I don't know if it's true or not, but I think Amazon allows you to kind of see how different colors pair on you, or clothes pairs on you. So then that's another way that you can try different colors out before you actually make the purchase. So there's so many different ways out there that you can actually utilize these color wheels and figure out what makes you feel powerful, and just gives you that boost and pep in your step when you're walking out to conquer your day.
Oh, I think you just hit the nail on the head, right? What makes you feel powerful? Like what makes me feel powerful might not necessarily make somebody else feel powerful.
Absolutely.
And so you have to find that. You have to find that from yourself. Definitely. Or from a wonderful stylist who can pull it out of you better than you can. Definitely. Michael, you said that orange is the color of your business. Can you tell us more?
Yeah, I love orange. I think orange is amazing. I love that. First of all, I'm wearing orange too. Sometimes orange can be hidden, so yeah, I chose orange because I wouldn't say I've read on color theory. I won't say I'm like super versed in color theory or anything like that. One of the things that I kept coming across was that bold colors like red, orange, yellows, and things tend to not be used a lot by people that have been marginalized because of things like standing out, people being afraid. It comes up a lot in gender. People are like, oh, well, when a woman wears red, then that might mean she's angry or whatever. And so I say things like, when I was coming up with coloring for branding and the business and stuff, I wanted a color that said, I'm gonna do me. I'm not gonna be afraid to be who I am, and in the process, I'm doing my best to celebrate who other people are as well in their own individuality. And so now when somebody says, well, can I wear patterns or can I wear this in a photo session? I say, you do you, boo boo. Whatever works on you, when you look in the mirror and you go, yeah, I'm feeling myself today. And then it's my job to make that work on camera. It's not your job to make that work on camera for me. So yeah, that's me in orange. I love orange.
That's what's up. I like it. I like it. Thank you, Akia. That was amazingly wonderful, and everything that you shared. And I can't wait to tap into your mind and see what you think about what Kara and JeLisa is going to share. And we're gonna change it up a little bit. I know we said that JeLisa will go second, but we're gonna go with you, Kara, right now. So you all right? You can go for us right now.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's bring it.
Alrighty. Hi, everybody. So I of course have a temporal. Vintage and pre-loved clothing was established in 2019, but really got my platform started last summer in July. And the temple woman is a woman of strength, dignity, and she's empowered. And that comes off often within my clothing. If you want to give me the first slide. She's high fashion. She knows what she wants and she goes after it. She doesn't take no as an answer. She takes it as probably not right now, but I'm gonna figure it out. And in the end, she wins because she doesn't give up. And so I find that as my point of reference when I am sourcing all of my clothing. Everything is secondhand. So I go through thrift stores, I do consignment, and I do estate sales, garages, however I can find it, that is my platform. And so recently I got to collaborate with some great, wonderful talent here in Seattle. Hannah Khan, she is another stylist. Haley, she is the photographer. And Eileen Coe, she has an amazing jewelry collection. And if you want to go to the next slide, we created a photo shoot in which we took we changed the narrative of the way people perceive clothing. As a business, I want to be inclusive to every single person, not just women or men. I want to include the binary people, and they're looking for the bigger image of it, and include everybody. And I chose this photo because it's like a leap of faith of, doing things differently. So every piece in this collection that we photographed were actually men wearing women's clothing, but you couldn't tell because to me, clothing is inclusive. And if it looks good on you, you should be able to wear it. So we can go to the second slide as well. This just was another photo that is from the shoot that I just recently collaborated on. And I just love this piece because it's a silk suit set, and it has like the tie on the waist. And it's just super powerful because the details in it allow for you to, just bring forth more of like the kimono look, but the male wearing it just gives you more life. I'm sorry, guys. My third slide I have here, or fourth slide, is another photo shoot that I collaborated on, and this one is just the power suit in white, and the white suit is a temporal staple because as a woman with a business, and just the woman going after her dreams, she can step in a room and own her confidence without having to explain it to anyone. And so this was another photo I decided to advertise because it's just solidifies that, she's okay with who she is and she knows where she's going. And it's okay to kick your feet up sometimes to do that. So yes, that is a temporal. And I haven't launched this collection yet. It actually will be launching on Monday at 7 p.m. So if you'd like to tune in and see some more of the pieces that I will be offering, please go ahead and tune in on IG at _temporal, or you can check me out on my website at shopatemporal.com. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's bring in the team. Ooh, I'm excited to see what a conversation goes. Akia, what's your thought? What landed with you?
Everything is breathtaking. You nailed it. I love the simplicity. I love the images, the all of the models, including you. That first image is you. If everyone doesn't know that, you're a beautiful model as well. I see so much pride, and I see confidence, and I love this look here that's up now of the man in the ruffles. Um, Ruffles don't have to just be for women. I mean, come on, like Prince is like my all-time favorite, and he loved ruffles.
Yeah.
So,
That was an inspiration for this look, actually.
yeah. And this look here of the brother in this tie wrap blazer suit, it does. I get a martial arts feel. Um, and I love how all of the models, appear to feel really strong and confident in these looks. And I too love neutrals because I think it allows the individual to be at the forefront.
Mhm.
So yeah, I love your work. I think it's awesome. Love this shot too. Again, I love the simplicity of it. And she looks like a boss. And yeah, I'm proud of you. All the work that you're doing and how you shared that, you took a leap of faith in January and decided to, go full throttle. So I'm excited to see what's next.
Thank
Super
you.
cool. I'll definitely be shopping and tapping in to see more on Monday.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited too. It's been a journey, but yeah, just doing what you love and taking that leap, no matter what it is that you're fearful of. I would attest to anyone watching today to just do it and have faith that you can do it. I couldn't even tell you guys how many doors have opened up since me just taking that leap. So I'm excited to see what is coming next. I have some markets that are coming up if you're not able to shop online, or if you want to, try things on in person, get a feel for it. A lot of the pieces are, I like to stay with the earth textile. So I do a lot of silks, a lot of cottons, 100% cottons, a lot of like chiffons. We do, since it's getting like to the warmer weather, we want to keep like the wools primarily low, even though wool can be a good item to wear in the winter or in the summer, because it's like silk and it actually will retract your body heat. So if you're too hot, it will help you cool down. If you guys didn't know that.
I love tropical wool. Yes.
But yeah, it's more of higher fabrics because we want to keep it sustainable, and we want to make sure that the products that are being utilized within our within the business are able to be recyclable in the end. And with sustainable products, if you guys don't know, if you were to bury it today, it will dissolve and become a part of the earth. So
Awesome. Savannah is clapping.
Thank you.
She also said there's so much power within simplicity. And before we started the program today, you talked about how, and we can see on your rack behind you, where your color palette is mainly black and whites and very soft color, a very simple palette. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. When I started, the name of temporal actually means timeless in French. The direction of the business was to keep things that you can transition for seasons and years to come. And so with neutral colors, they're never going to go out of style, no matter what season. We're in a different culture now where color is used often. And you will find color within my palettes and in my markets. I don't just stick to whites and blacks. I will put color in there, but for the most of my collection, you will find the neutrals. And that is just because I want to be able to offer something that you can pull in the summer, but also pull in the winter and the spring. And yeah, so that was the focus, is to keep it very neutral and lax. But everything has a specific detail that makes it different. Like most of these pieces back here, this is actually something I just got and I haven't got to photograph yet, but I love this piece. It's actually a one-of-a-kind, handmade, vintage blouse top, and it like open in the front, and it's absolutely phenomenal. And then the back has like little buttons and stuff like that. But that's the things that I'm attracted to. So even though it's black and white, there's going to be some specific detail about it that just brings it out of this world and makes it look completely different. So we keep it neutral so that we can keep it revolving around the sun no matter what. But just know you'll find something special catered to you, and that will bring joy to you and help you feel alive when you wear it.
That is so awesome. And Kimberly said, beautiful photos and clothing.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned in your presentation, you talked a little bit about, in that particular photo shoot, you had men wearing women's clothing, but you couldn't tell. And it's funny to me that people think that this is something new, whereas I know that growing up, because of my shape, my mom had me in men's pants early on,
Yep.
because I just couldn't find women's pants to fit me right. And so, can both of you talk a little bit about what's happening in the world with clothing being like not gender specific, actually?
Oh yeah. Actually, that is one thing that I do want to talk more about, because for me as a vintage reseller, back in the day, vintage clothing was very, it was structured for the smaller body. And so when there was a more shapely woman looking for stuff, they would have to go into the men department to source things. So when I am finding my vintage pieces that are sourced or eligible for people that are shapely, that's actually the department I go into. So, so it's nothing new. Nothing in fashion is actually new. Everything is revolving, and it's just changed and tweaked from time to time. But yeah, it's a great time to bring it to relevance that, you don't have to just go into the women's department. You can go into the older women's department. You can go into even the kids department sometimes. The extra larges can fit a petite woman and give her that structure, but it'll be cutting her arm length. So it's just knowing that you can actually reference so many different outlets in these department stores or even in these thrift stores to help you create those looks that you are aiming for.
That is so true. I remember my niece used to get on my nerves with her small feet, and she could go in the kids section and get some shoes. Akia, how do you feel about this clothing being for everyone?
I love gender fluid brands. And I feel like so many designers and brands are creating vanity sizing. Me and Takara were talking about this earlier today. A lot of companies are moving away from traditional dress sizes and using, extra, extra small to triple extra large. They're using size 0 to size 5. We live in one of the fattest countries in the world too. So, people were starting to feel really bad about, buying their size. I would say for me, I have every size in my closet. Like I love going to Goodwill and shopping the big men and tall dress shirts and turning that into a dress. Just kind of playing around with it. I have something, I love to manipulate fabric too. So, especially fabric, that's cut on the bias, it might say extra small, but I'm curvy. And when I put it on, it looks better on me. It might, may have been intended for a different silhouette, or for a bit different body type. But, I'll get it on and I like it as a bodycon look. So I'm all for it. I'm all for giving it a try. I love to experiment and play. So I think that that's definitely one of the things that I love about styling, and that my customers and clients are always mesmerized by. And I can look at a person and I just have an eye where I know my measurements and I know what sizes I can put you in. And people are often surprised. So it's important to think outside the box, as Takara was saying. So
Yes.
yeah.
Oops, I put something in the comment that was supposed to be in the private comment because I was trying to type fast. Yes. Welcome back, JeLisa. We are just having a conversation around gender fluid clothing and how people deal with that in their practice. But we're gonna get JeLisa on here, and she is going to talk to us. And I'm not standing for it.
Speaking this into existence. She's loading.
Loading. She's coming right now. Yeah, what else is happening in the fashion industry that y'all are noticing around? I know there's this whole thing around fast fashion, but what y'all are talking about isn't fast fashion.
Right.
And can y'all explain to the community? I feel like I'm in the know about fashion. Because I watch Making the Cut and different shows like that. And so, can y'all talk a little bit about what fast fashion is and how that is doing in the industry?
Yeah. When I think of fast fashion, I think of Topshop, I think of Zara, I think of H&M, Forever 21. Those are, some of the big conglomerates that are able to mimic trends that they see on the runway and get them out at, for the masses at a much more economical price. And it's really had an adverse effect on the fashion industry as a whole. But interesting, you mentioned that. I feel like a lot of those fast fashion companies have been challenged, and I've seen, like with Zara, they're moving towards more sustainable options for customers these days because people, are pushing back. They don't want clothes that are just going to go into a landfill. They want natural fibers, and they're willing to pay a little bit more. I know, like, that's a problem I have with fast fashion, because I am so passionate about items that I purchase, and it's a love affair. Once I buy them, I want them to last. With fast fashion, I think it really um, gravitates to the younger um, customers, the you know, teenagers, early 20s, they want a look, especially with social media and influencers. You don't want to invest oftentimes in a look. You just want the look and you want to move on. And if you could do that for 10, 20, 30 bucks, you don't feel as committed to, wearing it more times than that. But for me, it's like that blouse that you pulled out, Takara. Like, I collect white blouses. Like, I do. And I got that. I went to a boutique in Atlanta. It's called Anne Fontaine, and it's a white boutique store. So, I have my little segment in my closet of white blouses. So for me, I'm a collector. So it's very much the opposite of who I am. Have there been some pieces that I found that I thought were cool that I didn't want to invest in? Yeah, from time to time, but that's just not that's not my jam. So
I would agree. I think it's more about the type of person that is shopping. It's the intention. like Akia was saying, the shoppers that are honing onto these fast fashion places, such as like Shein, it's a really popular one right now, or Fashion Nova. Those are more catered to trendier looks. And that is why they are not interested in purchasing things at higher rates, because they don't have an intention to keep them. And that is the problem within the fast fashion industry, is that all of these looks are so disposable and they're being overturned so quickly that it's creating more of an issue within the environment. So that's why the reselling world is projected to skyrocket by 2030. It's because more people are becoming more intentional in finding different ways to wear their clothes and, resell their stuff. There's so many different platforms of how you can get rid of your clothes instead of just throwing them away. And with fast fashion, yes, once you buy it and you resell it, it's healthier for the environment, but the way that they overturn clothes, it's so polluting and damaging that it is not healthy. And that's where a lot of people are pushing back. Like one of the brands or businesses that I follow on Instagram, it's called Remake Our World. And they do a lot of advocating and pushing for these bigger companies to talk about what it is that they're doing and how they're not paying their workers in their factories and all of the pollution that they're creating. So yes, fast fashion, there's so many different sectors as to why it's not good. But it's good to also know, what you can do to change the trajectory of where things are going just by, platforms like this. That's why I'm so honored to be here today.
That's awesome. And then Kim chimed in, Kimberly Whitehead chimed in with what you said, Akia, around young people are into thrifting now. She said, I couldn't pay my daughter to thrift before she went to college, but now she is thrifting. Yes.
And these thrift store prices are going up.
Oh, they're ridiculous. They are ridiculous.
Like, I've always been a thrifter. Like, my grandmother would, and she was very intentional about that. Like, she would take me to Nordstrom and Fredericks, but we're also going to go to Value Village. All right. And we're going to have as much fun there.
You said that.
Some amazing pieces. And I appreciate that so much now. I did turn my nose up initially, but we would find gems, and that's kind of where it started. Yep. And I'm actually having a lot of fun consigning too. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't been going anywhere, so I have still been consuming boxes coming to the door because I'm obsessed. I love to shop. It was getting ridiculous. And I've been consigning and making some good coins. You can, it's a great way to, pay it forward. Somebody else can enjoy it. And then have money to buy something else and keep it flowing. So
absolutely. That's how my business got started.
Yeah.
I was overturning 3 closets, my closet, my daughter's closet, the downstairs closet. It was too much, and over the garage. So I made the choice to take a class and learn from one of the best Black owned vintage clothing stores that I had been following on IG. And that was in February of 2020. And then I went out and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I tried to do it. COVID hit and it was a change. And I was like, oh, this is harder than I thought online. And so as soon as we were able to open back up, I went out there, and it's been a go ever since. And I love it. Consigning. So if you guys do have any clothing that you like to consign, I do purchase too from you guys. So please contact me.
Yes, I love it. There's nothing like taking something old and making it new again.
Absolutely.
And it is new to all of us. And so yeah, that is great. Michael, how we doing on my brilliant plan?
Now you know you wrong. You know you're wrong for asking me in the middle of trying to get all this work.
But it is brilliant, and we on live TV, live
It is
virtual
brilliant. It is
TV.
brilliant.
So it's like,
Not
how
gonna
you
lie.
doing?
I'm doing all right.
Okay, is
Yeah.
it gonna work?
With about 2 or 3 extra steps, we might be able to make it work. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
We're gonna do what we're
Appreciate
gonna
you.
do.
We'll let you do that, and we'll keep having a conversation over here.
Keep on having a conversation. I'm enjoying the conversation.
All right, that's what's up. That's what I like.
All right.
So y'all touched on something else that I am into, right? And that is that I've been trying to Google and look up information on sustainability and really finding out more information of like where these clothes are coming from and how they're being sourced. And what do you say, like Akia, what do you say to a client about like their clothes and the materials? There's a lot that comes into this, right? There's a lot. This t-shirt didn't just show up today, but there was a lot of work that went into it. Like, what do you say to a client that was like, yo, I want to know where this came from and how do I be more sustainable in what I'm doing?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of layers to it, Sharon. There's so many layers, because you think about, you have people that want things that are locally sourced, made in the US, don't want to support China. You have people that want fair trade. They want to know that the individuals that were working on it were getting, a reasonable wage and working in conditions that were conducive to, the way humans should be treated. And then the actual textiles, how many chemicals are in it, are they natural fibers? There's so many things. And then, making certain that you're shopping locally, and serving your community, is another big one when I think of sustainability. How are we keeping Seattle on the map? That's something that I was very conscious of when COVID first hit. How can I support these local businesses that are having a hard time right now? I was very intentional about how I was spending my money. That was very important to me. So I think that that's another layer of sustainability. I wish JeLisa was on the call. You think about the supply chain. And again, I'm learning a lot in my current role, working with sellers and trying to help them navigate with all the bottlenecking that's going on with the supply chain now. So again, there's so many different moving parts and mechanisms when you think of what is sustainability. So I do try, when I work with a client, I always work with a survey. I ask them, questions, and I make certain that I fold in questions about, allergies, textiles, and, consciousness, how they feel, so that it is an experience that, suits their lifestyle and their morals, because that's very important.
See, you just dropped a gem that we who shop in stores and online don't get to ask those questions. I never heard a salesperson come up to me and say, "Hey, I mean, you're looking at this. Do you have an allergy towards this? How will this be? How will your skin receive this?" And so that's an advantage of working with a stylist.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And so I have a crazy question for y'all, because I've been trying to figure this out for years. And Akia, you growing up here, you should know the answer. What is Seattle style?
What is
What
well,
is Seattle
it's funny. I feel like I am Seattle, right? So many people think that I'm from somewhere else. Where are you from? From New York? Or
that's what I get too.
All the time. I've always
Seattle style is comfortable,
and
they put least effort.
And Seattle, the trajectory of Seattle is completely different now than it was when I was coming up. Again, in the 80s to what it is now. There's so many transplants here. It's a melting pot as a result of all of these large corporations that have brought people from around the globe. But think it's a melting pot when I think of Seattle. You know, honestly, I've always been very free spirited, and I always just been felt empowered to wear whatever I wanted to wear. You know, I
Absolutely.
love time period pieces. You know, I'm obsessed with 40s. You know, I think about my grandparents, the stories they used to tell me. So, you know, I try to think about, you know, all of the aspects of that from a wardrobe perspective. Um, but yeah, I'm all over the place. And that's what I love about Seattle. I love people watching. You see it all, you know,
Mhm.
but when you see, like, I work for Amazon corporate in South Lake Union. All you see is gray, black, and navy. And that, like, that's it. Like, that's the color palette, and they don't deviate from that. They shop at Nordstrom, they hit up the anniversary sale, and they buy everything that Nordstrom tells them is in style, you know, and you see everyone looks the same. So I don't know. It depends on what area of the city you go to.
Yep.
And if you're dealing with a Seattleite or a transplant.
Kara, what's your thoughts?
I would agree, actually. But like in my generation, uh, it's very neutral. um, and is that Miss JeLisa? Hopefully. But yeah, no. It's based on areas. For honestly, you'll go to Cap Hill and you'll see like more fluorescent and bold colors. But if you go to South Lake Union, like you said, you'll see more of the neutral palettes. If you travel to like what other areas, or even just going down to Pike, you'll see different textiles and patterns. I think that's where I've seen the most fashion actually downtown Seattle. Honestly, in the Seattle area, besides like in our cultural areas where everyone's lively, they know how to get dressed. But for the most part, the transplants are very bland, and they don't really care. And I feel like it comes because of the weather. You'll see a shift in the way people dress because their mood is changed, and that brings it back to the color wheel of how colors and things play, and based on how you're feeling. So when that sun comes out, you'll start to see more of the creative spirit working. Then in the winter time, where it's like, I really don't even want to go to work today, so let me just throw this on, and it's probably black, white, or gray. But as we're starting to break out of this COVID thing, people are trying to put more effort into having color. And I've noticed that more in the markets that I'm doing. They are gravitating to those louder colors because they're like, you know what, I was depressed probably most likely for 2 years. So let me try to put some pizzazz into my wardrobe and do something a little different because it wasn't working before. So it just all depends. You have your creatives. Seattle is full of creatives. But it just depends on what area you're in.
That's fair. And I think the internet has had a great impact on that too, right? And the reason why I asked was because I went to school in Delaware, and I remember writing this play. I have this play called My Experience, where I talk about the college experience, and I actually break down each city by what they're wearing, right? Like you have the DC guys, and exactly they got on the New Balance, the socks to their knees, the long shorts, baggy. You had the Philadelphia guys that's clean. They got on the pink crisp shirt, button down, dressed up. And so everybody had their style. And then you have the sororities and fraternities, and you knew how all of them, you knew when they showed up as well because of their style. And then in Seattle, I'd be like, I don't know. If I see someone like Akia or you, Kara, I'd be like, oh, you're not from here. Where you from?
Right.
Or you spent a lot of time in New York, didn't you? But I think the internet has helped us a lot. But it was just like I couldn't figure out where people was from based on when they was wearing, because everybody was was wearing whatever they wanted, and it didn't matter. Like I can go to theater and not dress up
Yeah.
in Seattle, but if I went when I go back to New York and I go on Broadway, I'm clean, right? Like
Absolutely.
I wouldn't dare do that. And so it is different. And even when I go home, me and my friends was talking about this the other day. Like there was a time where I didn't keep my shoe collection up. And I had these shoes, and our friend Akia Felicia went
Yeah.
to the mall with me, and I had some beat up Nike Air Nikes on, and I was like, "Yo, Air Force Ones," and they was supposed to be white. They were gray, and I didn't know they had a hole in the bottom because I hadn't seen the bottom. And I was like, I'm going home tomorrow. I'm going to North Carolina. I can't wear these shoes at home. I got to get up my game. I was like, I can't believe you buying a new pair of shoes to go home. And I'm like, yo, they ain't talking about me. I can get away with this in Seattle, but I can't get away with this in North Carolina. And girl, when I took off that shoe and they saw that there was a hole in the bottom, they took my shoe. Felicia took my shoes. The people that was working there was cracking up, and she took my shoes straight to the trash can and said, "You are wearing these new shoes out of this store." But I was like, "That's Seattle. I got comfortable.
Yeah, you can definitely get comfortable here for sure.
Yep.
I got
Absolutely.
comfortable." But now look at me. I'm wearing long earrings. Well, I would do that sometimes anyway, but it's all good. Um, Michael, he's like, "Yo, Sharon, leave me alone. We having a great conversation around fashion, but I just wanted to check in and see how you doing." Now I can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Oh yeah, you're simply on mute. That's
Yeah,
it.
I was like, okay, which mute button? Which mute button? All right, yeah. I am doing well. Still troubleshooting over here, trying to get JeLisa in.
Okay. How much longer do you think you need?
Mm. I'm hoping 3 minutes. Hoping 3 minutes.
Hopefully 3 minutes.
Hopefully 3 minutes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Like, and then I'm thinking about old school, right? Getting her on the phone, put the phone next to the microphone.
I was
And
thinking that too.
I'm thinking, yeah.
I know that's not your style, but I really want to hear her voice in this combo today.
I do too.
Yeah, me too.
She
Working
has
up.
so much. It's so
Yeah, one way or the other, we're gonna make it happen.
All right, appreciate you. You got 3 minutes. We counting. What is something? Savannah's laughing at us. What is something that we as mere humans that aren't in the fashion game? What are some things that y'all want that we should know, or that you have never had an opportunity to talk about publicly about the industry? Oh, Kimberly said, while y'all thinking about that, she said, "Never thought about using a fashion designer. Can I afford it?"
Yeah, you can
absolutely.
afford it.
Absolutely.
I like bringing in fashion designers because I love a custom fit. I love a tailored fit so that, it really hits the lines on your body.
Yep.
It's an investment.
It is an
So,
investment.
Oftentimes it may be a little bit more expensive. Like, for instance, we made these amazing pants for Chocolate in February, and I pushed her. She's a performer, so she needs to have a lot of options. So she doesn't usually like to spend too much, but I think we spent $300 on these jeans, but they're one of a kind.
Yeah.
They're hers. And she texted me a couple weeks ago and was just like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you pushed me. These are my favorite jeans. I wear them all the time." Yeah, they're a statement. You can wear them all the time. I think it's important for us to. There was a time where I know I went through it, but I've gotten so over it. My favorite things, you'll see me in them again and again because they're mine.
Mhm.
And I bought them and I love them and I find ways to rework them. But I think it's important to enjoy your pieces because I I always choose quality over quantity. So they're pieces that, do have a long lifespan. And I think about those pieces that I do spend a little bit more. I think about cost per wear, you know.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, we can talk offline, Kimberly. I don't know. What did you have
Also,
in mind? What did you want designed?
yeah, there's also a lot of up and coming designers that will work with you just to get their name out there. So always keep that in mind with social media. You just have to just find the right person that you like and reach out to them, and more than likely they'll be willing to work with you. Um, but yeah, it's still going to cost you more than the average item just because it's coming from scratch and they're putting their hard work in it. And designing and creating takes a lot of time and investment on textiles, especially if you want something of quality. Fabric is not cheap. So, but it's investment. And as Akia was saying, it's something one of a kind, something that you can pass down for generations to come, something that I'm a huge advocate for. So in my line of business, I love when people get one of a kind design pieces because then it keeps my platform going. So I would say go do it.
Absolutely.
And Kim said, Sharon will tell y'all I'm cheap. That's how. But there's also a difference, right? There's a difference between a stylist who will help you find your look, can come and look in your closet and change some things up for you, can also help you add some new pieces to that.
Mhm.
And will do that research and have that conversation with you specifically. So that's one way of doing it. And then you have a designer that will take something and design it for you. And you say, I have a jacket that I had made for me specifically. And I spent probably about $400 on it because it's tailored to me and what I want to do. And so I work with somebody on that. And then there's a tailor, right? Where you go and you find something and you have them tailor it to your body, and then it looks like it's made specifically for you. And then it's the whole thing of taking something, and this is something, and y'all know more about this than I do, of combining all those, right? And that's what Akia did for chocolate, where like, oh, you should get this shirt, and then but this shirt has been in your closet. Let's talk to Kara and let's redesign this and rework this shirt. And maybe you taking the sleeves from one shirt and putting it somewhere else, taking bits and pieces and deconstructing it to
That's
be
my
something.
jam. That's my favorite thing to do.
Absolutely.
Deconstructing
Let's talk
fashion.
about deconstruction.
I'll
Yes.
show you a couple things. Hold on, let me turn the light on.
Okay.
It's like I'm in my element now. You know, you're talking.
So like this denim skirt, like I
Yes.
love taking pieces, and just making it unique, like putting this pleat over, a straight denim skirt, just
Right.
to give it its own DNA.
Mhm.
This dress shirt, I love deconstruction with menswear too.
Oh yes.
What I love about this is, just kind of playing around with the lines of it, making it cropped, and it's something that just works well for my body type. So yeah, I'm all about that.
Yes.
All about it.
Kimberly said, you have piqued my interest. I'm going to seriously contemplate reaching out to one of you talented ladies.
Yes.
Booyaka, Shara. That's it. So talk a little bit more about deconstruction. I love it.
Everything about deconstruction is just absolutely amazing because it's the vision. As a stylist, you can see something in so many different lights. And like this piece that I have on today, like not a lot of people can look at it and see that, I can bring this and make this into something completely different. But when you take like the sleeve, something that's very actually common right now that you're seeing is that the button down shirt. and how they're folding in the top and they're tying it and they're taking the sleeves or they're putting it on upside down and tying it around the neck and tucking in the sleeves into here. It's just, you're just manipulating the fabric into ways that are so creative and that cater specifically to your body type, for that simple occasion. But then you can take it and wear it in a totally different way, and that helps save your pockets and gives you additional looks, so that, you know, it's just super convenient for you. But sometimes people just need extra people to teach them these tactics, and that's what Akia and I and even JeLisa are here for, to show you how to do that.
Yes, I have a bag in my room right now because I was decluttering, and it's all for clothes that I'm like, oh, this is being deconstructed somehow. I am not buying nothing new, and I like these shirts, especially like I know I've seen like t-shirts being deconstructed that comes like you just take basic t-shirts and make it patchwork or something.
Yep,
I've
I was
seen
gonna do that. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and so like I'm like, oh, you can take that saying on that t-shirt and put it on these jeans that got a hole right here and cover up that hole. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh,
No
yeah.
Yeah.
doubt.
We should have a workshop, a deconstruction workshop. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
yeah,
Do it like
Bro, I just happen to run an arts organization that has access to a space. Let's talk about it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. No doubt.
Yeah.
Michael said that we can test out JeLisa. JeLisa, you there?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can. We just need you to turn it
Hi.
a little bit more.
Yes. Thank y'all for being so patient.
Yes. Michael, can we get her turned up a little bit more? Or JeLisa, can you turn up your phone a little bit more?
Okay, try it now.
I'm up to the max volume, Shane.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
That's what's up. Yo, look at that. Yo, we've had a great conversation, but there has been times in this conversation where we were like, we need JeLisa for this part.
Agreed.
I'm back.
That's what's up. So right now, let's give you an opportunity to go through the slides that you brought with us. And you can
Okay,
talk.
I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, we can really hear you now.
Just tell me when to go.
All right. We now have Garment Worker Emergency Relief Fund up. Help those affected by the pandemic worldwide, pay up fashion.
Yeah, so kind of what we were talking about a little bit earlier, I've worked in the fashion industry for a pretty long time, and while I knew it was a pretty dirty industry, once the pandemic hit, a lot of the issues really impacted me on a deeper level, because the work that I was doing was directly related to a lot of the stuff that was happening. And one of the such things was a lot of retailers were canceling orders. Now, for anyone that doesn't work in the industry, a lot of times what happens is factory workers will make a batch of whatever it is, your favorite pants, your favorite shirt, your shoes, etc., and they don't get paid until the order is on ground here. And so when I heard a lot of orders where I was working, a lot of other retailers were being canceled, that hurt my heart, knowing that a lot of people were being impacted by COVID, didn't have access to tests, didn't have access to food, didn't have money to, live. So I took it upon myself to get involved with an organization that was mentioned earlier called Remake in 2019, and then they launched a campaign soon after in 2020 at the onset of the pandemic to help get money for those garment workers. And it's called Pay Up Fashion. And they were able to raise $22 billion. Now, can you believe that? That's a lot of money that was owed to garment factory owners and workers by major retail brands like Nike, Calvin Klein, H&M, Levi's, Amazon, Gap, Adidas, Target, and so on and so forth. We got that money back so that people could live. And one of the things that I did to contribute to that was pulled in people like Takara and a couple of friends of mine who are resellers I heard a little bit of that conversation earlier, like thrifters and people in the community who were willing to sell things on behalf of Pay Up Fashion, and we split some of those proceeds to remake, to help with that. So that's the first thing.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Cool. Now we have a picture of a group standing in like a tropical setting with a sign behind them that looks like it says impact or something pack, and a person saying, yes.
Thank you for guiding me, Sharon.
I got you.
So I appreciate it. This was such an amazing event that Akia pulled me into. It's actually how I met the two ladies here. We worked together on, it's called the Impact Fashion Show, which basically was, as its namesake, a fashion show, but also an event. I think it was maybe over the course of 3 days. We had sustainable fashion designers, jewelry designers, and different types of people in the industry come in and speak about what is sustainability as it relates to everything, the environment, classism, racism, environmentalism, like you name it. And yeah, the fashion show was amazing. I got introduced to a lot of really cool brands I didn't know about before. Off the top of my head, like Pava, their footwear brand, GoX, they do a lot of cotton t-shirts, L Raleigh, I think, and Kingdom, which if anyone can remember the dress that I had on is from Kingdom. I highly recommend you check them out. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. We got to work with people who aren't the, what do you call it? Like when you think of a model, they're not the stereotypical model, right? Like we work with all people of all shapes, sizes, colors, and it was a lot of fun.
That is crazy. And then we also see, can you go back for a second, Michael? Because I think I spotted Savannah Parker in the picture. She said, so fun. Laugh out loud is me. And she's back here with the two peace signs in the back with the colorful green mask on. I see you, Savannah. That's what's happening. All right, the next slide is the one with the conscious cut. Where are your values?
Yes. So another thing, I mean, I think I can speak for all of us to say that this pandemic has been such a game changer, life changer for all of us. And I've done a lot of things, one of which is the conscious cut. A friend of mine that I met at the company that I was working for a very long time, we would speak a lot about the issues that we were encountering trying to navigate the corporate world. And after, I don't know, years of speaking about it, we were like, why don't we just put this into a podcast? And that's exactly what we did. We called it The Conscious Cut, and the mission is basically to highlight a lot of the Black, Indigenous, and people of color business owners and creatives and their allies in our communities, because we felt like there's a lot of dope people who contribute to the fashion industry and the sustainable industry just in general here that don't really get the kind of props that we think that they're due. So we seek out a lot of people that we are really into, that we admire, and that we respect, to talk to them about different topics. And the episodes go live every first Wednesday of the month. We do them monthly. So check it out on your favorite podcast app.
Okay. I didn't even know. I'm on all the time. I just put the link to the conscious cut in the chat on the Spotify link, but you can also find it on your favorite network that you want to listen to podcasts. And now we have the new up, Ether.
So another thing that I started around the time of the pandemic was style consultancy, which you kind of kicked off for me, Sharon, at the beginning of this. I really, if it isn't already like from the little bit that I've been able to say, noticeable. I love the earth. I love nature, and I really work to blend a lot of that into what I do. So I really want to help people understand that a lot of the things, everything that we wear comes from the earth. And so let's keep that at the forefront of our minds when we're shopping and when we decide we no longer want the thing because either our bodies don't fit it or it doesn't fit our lifestyle or whatever the reason is. Let's not just chuck it in the trash. Let's figure out how to give it another life and keep it in the ecosystem. So as a result, I have created a line of closet sprays, which is what you see on the screen. It's the first scent. It's called Ether, and it is representative of the element ether, and all of the elements are represented in the sprays, the collection of sprays. So if you're interested in checking it out, learning more about it, as I get everything collected and ready to sell, please hop on the mailing list, follow me on Instagram, hop on my website, DM me, email me, and I will keep you posted.
That is great. Thank you, JeLisa, for hanging in there with us. Hey, let's bring the ladies back. And Kara, let's start with you. What are some of your thoughts about and what moved you around JeLisa's work? And what
Well,
she's
first of all, she's phenomenal in her outlook on like everything that she's doing is absolutely amazing. So congratulations on your new line of scents, because I'm gonna have to check that out. But yeah, no, I think she spoke upon remake our world, and I think I dabbled in that a little bit earlier too. And it's just being very conscious of like how what we're buying, how we're buying, and how we're getting rid of it. Um, it goes to show like you everything is intentional. You can't just make a decision and not think that is there's not going to be a consequence or an effect after that decision. So I salute her for being so conscious and intentional with the way that she is now going about living life, because it's not just a daily thing, it's a lifestyle change.
mm, mm, that is so important. That is so important. Akia, what stands out to you?
Yeah, so again, I echo what Kara says about her being phenomenal, and I appreciate all of her, passion for the sustainable sector of the fashion industry. I had the opportunity of, getting acquainted with JeLisa during the pandemic. I was a lead stylist for that fashion show, the image that we saw, and she was like my right hand with sourcing a lot of the product. And we had to navigate trying to produce a show in the middle of COVID. So we didn't get to shop and touch anything. Everything was remote. Most of the vendors and the designers were out of the state. We didn't get to do a model call. We had volunteers that just kind of showed up and we had to work with what we had. So I got an opportunity to really see her passion firsthand. We got an opportunity to meet a lot of really great, sustainable, you know, uh, beautiful, dope designers, jewelry makers, cobblers. So that was awesome. I also had an opportunity. I went to an event that she hosted a couple weeks ago. So I got my aromatic ether spray. And as soon as I got it, I was really impressed with the packaging. I'd love to read it. So it says here ether. Energy can be sticky, clingy to items with every wear. Take a moment to release any unwanted stagnation or limitation. Allow the essence of ether to gently cleanse and clear the space between you and your wardrobe. Infinite possibilities await. And I was just blown away. I opened it up and I put a little spritz in my closet, and it really is a thing. Like, you guys check her out, get some. It's very affordable, and I felt like my clothes appreciated it. I love the scent that it gave. my clothes, and it was interesting. I guess, I put it out in the universe because I just actually moved into a new space, and I was looking for something, some type of like cedar or some different scents to treat the closet and make certain I was being good to my clothes. And lo and behold, my girl's been in the lab, and awesomeness. I definitely want to take advantage of the entire collection. I think that this is your first release, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So proud of you, and yeah, awesome stuff.
I think y'all touched on something great that's not spoken, but if you're listening, you can really see how. And this is what happened when I called Akia and was like, "I want to do this show," and she was like, "I got ideas. Let me think about it." She's so professional. Let me think about it. But I think I know a couple people I want to bring onto the show. And can y'all talk about how important it is in your industry and in life in general, how you support and collaborate one another?
Well, first of all, thank you both. My heart is so full right now. And thank you, Sharon, also for hosting us and for having something like this. I can't speak enough about having community and the power of community. And on top of that, if I can say this, the black girl magic, that is real. It means so much. For real, it means so much to me working in an industry where there aren't that many of us.
Absolutely.
So I'm extremely grateful and thankful for Akia, because she's been in the industry way longer than me, and to see her shine and reach back. Oh my God! That means so much more than I can even put into words.
Absolutely, I would agree. Yeah. Also, second that, just everything about the community and being able to just know that there are different people that you can reach out to, and they're fully supporting you, and their love is genuine. It takes things to another level. It's a feeling of safety, and that's very sparse in this industry because a lot of people like to compete, and when you have genuine souls that you're connected to, all you ever want to do is see other people win. So when you do have those opportunities, you're thinking of them and you're pulling them in wherever they can be intertwined. And that's why I also appreciate my auntie Akia over here, because from the moment I told her that fashion was something that I wanted, she said, "You can do it." And she's allowed me to come beside her and work with her and learn. And now she's allowing me to have a voice out here. So I just appreciate it. And I tell her this all the time. I'm not in cry. Because she knows that, as a little girl, I would see her come in and she'd just be dripped out. And I just be like, oh my gosh, I want to go with her. I want to go with her mom. I just love her. And to be in the same room using the same platform as her is literally a dream come true. So and to know that this is something that, will continuously be something that we're all doing together is amazing to know, because if I get another platform where I can bring both of these women on, I will do so.
Giving her flowers. I love it. Is she frozen? Are you frozen, Akia?
I think she is.
It's contagious.
Oh my goodness.
I was wondering why she wasn't blinking.
I was like, she's not blinking. She's not blinking. She is frozen.
Hopefully she heard that. I swear, I hope she heard that.
Oh, and now what? what is going on today? You know, it's so much good things happening in this episode that technology is not with us. I don't understand. They don't want us to hear it. Them people are trying to interrupt us. But let me tell you, you can't affect nothing that we're doing.
Nah.
We're gonna keep it going because she can replay that time and time again and get her flowers. And I think she heard it all as well because I heard her in the background a little bit. And so hopefully she'll jump back on. But in the meantime, and we're gonna wrap up in a second. But JeLisa, it came up while you were, and you also brought it up too in your introduction about the, we talked about and I cannot think of the word right now, of the whole, how, what did she say, Kara? It was about the whole production of clothing, and that you've been studying that and going through it. Can you talk a little bit about that? And I can't think of the correct phrase right now, but you got
the supply chain.
yes, the supply chain of clothing. And how did you get into that? Um, what is a gem that you can teach us all about the supply chain?
Oh man. So let's see. How can I shorten this story? So initially, I actually wanted to work in the music industry, but so I ended up in fashion just kind of like because I needed a job, to be honest. And I also love fashion, but I'm way more passionate about music. But not to get sidetracked. So I started as a personal shopper, and then hopped around and did a few different things because my background was in marketing. So I worked in marketing, advertising, social media, and then I did a little stint in what's called like private label, which is basically when a retailer makes clothing under their own name. If that makes sense. And so when I was introduced to this, I fell in love because I got to see everything happen in real time. So like the designers would do a sketch, and then we go into the fabric room and we pick out the fabrics, pick out the buttons, pick out the zippers, and then we'd like do that, replicate it for the entire line, and then we go into negotiations with the factories, pick whichever factory is gonna make the thing, and then they send us the prototypes, and then we fit it on a model, and then we sell it to the buyers, and the buyers say, yes, we want it in pink, we want it in yellow, we want it in plaid, or whatever the colors are, and then we make it. And so that to me was like, oh my God, like I love this, I want to do more of it, and that's kind of how I fell into it.
Wow.
And I went back to school to study design, because I studied business marketing initially, and then I loved it so much that I went back to school and learned how to sketch and use Photoshop and all that jazz, and then made it kind of my career.
Okay. Wow. Thank you. And with everything that's going on, because it is Earth Month, and we've been talking about sustainability, why would you recommend that people take the time to learn more about their fashion and where it comes from?
That is a loaded question. To start, going back to what we were talking about before we started recording, just like little things that we're noticing within the weather, like the fact that it was snowing today or hailing yesterday, or all the things that we see happening around the world that aren't quote unquote normal. Like those aren't just flukes. It's happening because we're using up our resources in a way that is not sustainable for the earth. And so one thing that we can do as individuals, and then all of our actions combined collectively, is to just really take a look at how we're shopping. Like, are you ordering a bunch of stuff and it's being shipped to you from like thousands of miles away, or are you shopping in your neighborhood? Like lowering or examining your carbon footprint and lowering it when and where you can and how you can. And then also looking at the content of the things that you're putting on your body. Is it made from synthetic materials, or is it a natural fiber? Is it a cotton? Is it a wool? Things that aren't going to make you unhealthy because it's sitting on your skin. Things like that.
Thank you. And it looks like we have our queen back. Hey, Akia. Hi.
Hey,
And then Charles
Can you
agreed.
guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
I'm on my phone now, so
Oh, no worries. We
okay.
appreciate you, but you have to go back and watch and listen to all the great things that people said about you when you weren't here, when you froze on us. But you froze in the best possible way for virtual TV. It was just like we had to ask the question, are you frozen right now? And JeLisa just dropped some knowledge on us around the supply chain. And so thank you very much. And Charles agreed, JeLisa, that I hit you with a loaded question. But I think it's one of those questions around, why people should care about the earth and what they're doing, because people don't think that Black people are talking about the earth. And we were the people that was working the land, right? And things of that.
Yes.
And so this isn't new to us. We were wearing my grandparents and to talk about passing clothes from one person, from one child to the next child, and me growing up, us passing clothes from my mom would take my clothes to one of her friends and then vice versa, and we just exchange. And it would be like, I'd be like, wait a minute, I'd be in church and I'd be like, that's my red and white, that look good on her. You know what I'm saying? but now they're acting like it's something new, but let's be purposeful, right? And if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. And it's not just about passing your clothes down, it's also, or thrifting clothes, it's also about taking care of this planet. And that is real. In Seattle today, I mean in Kent today, what we was talking about, it was snowing, and then the sun was out, and then it's April and we're confused, what the heck? And so and people don't want to believe in global warming. So whatever you can do, whatever, we can't change it all overnight, and maybe you could do something or be conscious of something when it comes to your fashion, or that helps the planet. And just doing one thing goes a really long way. And that's how I look at it, right? We can't clean up the mess in one day, but you can start to make little adjustments that helps the cause.
Yep.
Yeah.
Say that, man, Sharon. Yes.
No doubt. Well, hey, these lovely queens are amazing, and I just want to make sure that everybody knows how to support. And I'm gonna start with the queen, Akia, and you can connect with Akia on her Instagram page at Akia Ronai, and on social media platforms. Which are the social media platforms, Akia, where they just woo your name and they'll find you? Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Those three.
And that's how you connect with her. But people love to give, and you can sew into Akia as well by going to Cash App, putting in her name, and just dropping her a little something. But also, you can also email her and say, let's work together. I heard you on the show. Let's work together. And let's talk about it. And she'll answer the phone, and she'll text you, and she'll talk to you, and y'all can work something out. Everyone can afford a stylist. You just have to make that step. And it's baby steps. You don't go and redo your whole closet. You go and do pieces and phases and things of that nature. So definitely step out with that. And then Kara C is dope. Connect with her on her Instagram underscore a temporal. Did I
Oh
get it
my gosh,
right?
you got that correct. Oh my gosh.
Yes. And then check out also her new website, shopatemporal.com. Yo, just get in contact. There's a contact page on the website. Hit her up. It is her page. If you follow this link, her name is nowhere on there, and that is on purpose. So, really connect. And if you want to just sew into their practice, it's a temporal at Venmo and at Cash App. Real talk. Sometimes it just feels good to like I don't have to use your services right now. I don't have a need right now. I'm trying to think about it, but I want to give you a little bit something to support you because I love what you're doing. I love the fact that you are doing this full time, and I just want to support it. No doubt, no strings is love. And then JeLisa, our queen that hung in there with us. You know what? Determination is everything. And the internet kept messing up. And big shout out to JeLisa and Michael for finding a way to make sure your voice was heard in this show and that we can forever keep it. And then y'all can connect with JeLisa at The Stylist Way on IG, on Instagram. Go and hit that follow button right now. And then she also has you have the website, The Stylist Way too, right? Maybe I got this on here somewhere. Your website is The Stylist Way too, right, JeLisa?
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool, awesome. Also her website, get the services, and PayPal. Yo, PayPal, The Stylist Way. She made it so easy for you to support her. All you have to do, The Stylist Way, look for JeLisa, definitely connect. I'll follow everybody on my Instagram page, so you can go to my Instagram page too and try to find them as well, or just hit me up. You know how we get down. And then I wanna thank Michael B. Maine. We probably can't bring him up right now because I don't know if he can talk at the same time JeLisa's talking. I don't know.
I can.
Michael, you there?
Yep.
Yes.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Michael, for hanging in there and
Of
going
course.
above and beyond today to make this show great. And we're gonna let you get the last word on here about your thoughts and what you want to leave people with when it comes to thinking about fashion.
Me?
Yes, you.
Mm, okay. When it comes to fashion, I will say, first of all, I don't think it's appropriate for me to have the last word
Because
because
you're a
I
man.
think, no, not just because I'm a man, but I'm also not the expert. And we have three incredible experts here.
Hmm.
And we live in a world that is constantly trying to talk over folks. A lot of times, the folks that are here, and so what I want to say about fashion is everything that I heard tonight goes beyond just fashion, and it talks about like all three of you were talking about how to integrate fashion into an overall lifestyle, into a bigger concept of how to live the world, our responsibility within that, the responsibility to each other, community, and I think the way that you're talking about celebrating each other, celebrating yourself, understanding your own individuality, exploring your own passions and dreams, sticking with things. That is, to me, that is all wrapped up into fashion. Uh, we've been, as Black folks, we have been concerned with the earth and each other for a very since the beginning of our existence. We have always done things to take care of each other and take care of the world. And so, what I hope to be able to do here tonight in regards to fashion is take some of the things that not take no learn from and incorporate some of the things that have been said today, and incorporate that more fully into my own life and celebrate myself and celebrate each of you for bringing yourselves, your passions, your experiences, and everything that you brought to all of us today. Thank you for this gift. I've enjoyed it, and I want to make sure that I don't have like I don't know who needs to speak. Sharon, I'll throw it back to you. But also shout out to Mom who's watching. Hi, Mama Maine.
Hey, Mama
And
Man.
I
Thank you,
hope
Michael.
my hope for my mother is that you see some of yourself in the women that have presented tonight, and I hope that they are able to see you in them as well. Thank you for being the person you are. You have always been there for me in ways that I can't even express my gratitude for. I love you, Mom, and just know that the reason that I'm doing the kinds of work I'm doing is so that I can be surrounded by people, not surrounded, that centers me, so I can be in community actively with people who care about something beyond the ego. So thank you. And Sharon, Nyree Williams, since you haven't given yourself a shout out, here you go. Um, you can connect with Sharon. On Instagram at Sharon Nyree Williams, Facebook Sharon Nyree Williams in Gonzo, and SharonNWilliams.com. So Sharon, thank you for being who you are and bringing all of us together, communing with us, and passing it back to you. And last thing I will do is make sure we bring JeLisa's picture back up because JeLisa is very much present with us right now.
Yes,
Toodles.
yes. Thank you, Mike Al. And Savannah Parker said, so amazing and inspiring and love y'all. And thank you,
Love you
Savannah.
too.
And then I forgot, and thank you, Charles Reese, for bringing it up. Uh, he said that this has been a great conversation, very educational. It's a fashionable it is fashionable to mention Miss Sharon is now an Emmy Award nominee. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. Um, yes, for those who don't know, I recently, and I haven't posted it anywhere, so except for on Twitter, but I was recently given a been nominated along with the Seattle Kraken and some of their members over there for an Emmy. And so I'm officially an Emmy Award nominee. I can put that on everything for the rest of my life. And
As you
Cool.
should. As you should.
and I am so excited. And it was my first professional voiceover, um, and it's amazing. But it has, and then Mama Maine said, "Hi, I really enjoyed tonight. Such beautiful ladies, and I love your work. Thank you. God bless you." And Savannah said, "Yes, as you should." And Charles says, yes. Charles is my unofficial agent in LA. Um, also, ladies, you get JeLisa, uh, your last word for tonight, and then we'll start with JeLisa, then Kara, and then we'll end it up with Akia. Last words.
Oh wow, you want to start with me? Uh, I don't know, just gratitude. Like I feel so much gratitude right now, and I hope that everyone can take that with them. And I know for me, when I started on my journey and learning about a lot of this stuff, I felt pretty guilty because I contribute to a lot of it. But I think anytime that we feel ourselves being in that space, just try to figure out how to turn it into inspired action, and just carry that with you.
Thank you. Kara?
Alrighty. Well, also, I'm thankful to be here on this platform with each and every one of you guys. And it's an honor to just be able to articulate my voice to the community and help advocate how being more intentional about your lifestyle matters to not only you, but to others around you. And with that being said, I just want everyone to know that you are art and you can create whatever it is that you want in this life. So just do whatever it is that your soul and your spirit is calling to you, and never give up and have faith. I'm a walking testimony for that. So be intentional, dream, and live it out. You got this.
Oh, thank you, Queen. Akia.
Yes, I want to say thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Michael. Thank you to Lisa. Thank you to Kara. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. This conversation was jam-packed with so much, great content. And I hope that, we keep the conversation going, with, our networks and continue to stay empowered and, adorn yourself with things that make you look and feel good. And, God bless you and be well. We are navigating in some really, peculiar times. So it was great to connect and, just kind of escape from, social media and what's going on in the world. I want to have more of these conversations. So I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Mama Maine said, powerful ladies. And Kimberly said, so proud of my little cousin, Emmy nominated. Thanks, ladies, for enlightening me into all aspects of fashion. And with that, we say we are out of here for this edition of Shakin' Shit Up. It will continue to live on Facebook, YouTube. Please support all these women however you can. And thank you, ladies, for being you and for doing the things that you're doing for us. I just want to let you know that we see you and we appreciate you. And if there's anything that we can do to help honor you, please let us know. And with that, Michael B. Maine, hit us with our sound.
Shaking shit up, shaking shit up, shaking shit up. Ooh, we shaking shit up, shaking shit up, shaking shit up, shaking shit up. Ooh, we shaking shit up. Shaking shit up, shaking shit up, shaking shit up. Ooh, we shaking shit up, shaking shit up, shaking shit up, shaking shit up.